like some of the things that people say to their parents and stuff. The way they come out their mouth and stuff. Like if for instance, say if a parent is staying with a child, and a child always saying, well, you can go stay with somebody else, or you got another son or daughter you can go stay with, saying little stuff like that.
Making them feel uncomfortable, unwanted.
Uncomfortable, unwanted, and everything. And I just think that's wrong. For the simple fact that the parent put up with a whole bunch of crap from. Parents they put up with a whole bunch of crap for children. You know what I'm saying? When they raise the children, then they put up with a whole bunch of crap from the children when they grown adults, because the grown children try to point out all the little faults instead of focus on the good. You know what I'm saying?
First of all, your parent is dealing with 4 or 5 different personalities. With you growing up, with you, your mom, your brother, your sister,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what I'm saying? They're doing the best they can with what they had, with the struggle that was placed upon them.
Mm-hmm.
And you get out in this free, messed up beast world thinking that everything's beautiful in its own way, and it's not. And they protected you from all that, and you just ran to it all.
You know what it is because they watch all this TV and they get into this fantasy world where they wish they had this type of parent or whatnot.
Yeah.
And they get caught up in that, and they get caught up in being selfish and self-centered and uppity and stuff. They just get caught up in this whole world that they forget
where they came from.
They forget who protected them. They forget who fed them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They forget who hugged them or tell them they love them. They forgot who tucked them in at night. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Who had their back the whole doggone life, even when it was bad.
Who paid for you to go and fly here and do this and do that, and be in this sport and be in that sport, and trust coaches to go off with them to do this and that.
Yeah.
And make sure you wasn't touched or molested or mentally screwed by some people.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, that's this new generation. This is new, and it's a shame because a lot of generation people that's older than us act like the younger generation.
Like pure idiots.
Bratty
idiots.
Bratty
Bratty soulless idiots that don't have no morals and don't know the way. They acting a fool and they don't know how to grow up. They don't know how. It's not in them. So I'm just like, and then I have an issue with, I'm so glad that you brought it up, the adults today, the way that they're raising their children.
Oh man.
Because the kids that are out today are the children from when we came up, the baby boomers in high school. Yeah. And so they raising their kids like that's their friend, or the grandparents raised them, so they don't got no respect for the mother or father, or they don't have no respect. They don't have no respect for no adult.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have to have stationary respect because the grandma had them. The mom could take them from the grandma when she wanted to, or the dad could take them from the grandma when she wanted to, and it was no stable standards given.
You know what makes me like really mad is when the parent raises the child all jacked up and then wonder why when the child gets older, a teenager, the child is freaking bad.
Or not even bad, just destroyed from within.
Yeah.
Destroyed because he has nothing to stand on.
Yeah.
Because the mother or the father just allowed him to be visaged, be able to see everything growing up, not blocking nothing from their eyes, didn't keep a veil over anything from them, allowed them to turn 40s up to their head when they're 2 years old thinking it's cool. Little homeboy smoking blunt. Excuse me, I am upset. But this is what society does to the shaping of the minds of the people on how to raise their kids. And it's ridiculous because everybody's running amok. And nobody cares about nobody. Nobody has respect for anything. Or nobody has respect for anyone or anything.
So,
and not even themselves.
This is the thing about it. If you raise your child up on rap music, if you raise your child up with them seeing you with different love partners, if your child constantly is sitting in there while you talking about adult stuff, smoking weed,
playing dominoes, playing cards,
whatever.
Girls is over, guys is over.
If you drink with your son, if you allow your son or daughter to doggone smoke weed, you know what I'm saying? In life, if you never talk seriously to your child about things in life, you know, your child is not gonna. It's not gonna be good.
They're not gonna have nothing to stand on. They're not gonna have any principles or morals.
Yeah.
They're not gonna have the concept of how life is supposed to really be, and how you're supposed to have a social relationship with people.
Yeah. Instead of them want to do something good in their life, they want to trap and rap and trap and stuff like that.
Instead of do the thing that they're capable of doing for their fullest potential.
Yeah.
Because they were steered the wrong way and raised the wrong way. But then, when it comes out that, this child wasn't raised the correct way, nobody wants to take the blame for it. Especially not the parents.
Nope.
No one wants to touch it with a long spoon. No one wants to touch the situation when the child ends up in juvenile delinquency or in a hospital for whatever issue because of how they were raised, because of developmental issues.
Yep.
You have to take the responsibility. You know why? Because if you don't take the responsibility of how you raise a child and how you treat a parent, then guilt will eat you alive. It'll fester inside your heart until you can't stand it no more. And then that's called stress. And people die from stress.
And it's like, you know, we came up doing Biggie Smalls era, and there's no reason why a child, and I'm a grown man by that time, so this is like an old song. I think Big was in the early 90s, and this was in the 2000s and stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hear what kids singing the song. Probably about 8, 9, or 10. I forgot how old he was, but he was saying, "I don't want to live no more." Sometimes I hear death knocking at my front door. You know, a child that age shouldn't even be hearing stuff like that. So you can imagine how that child is being raised.
Like, dude, we wasn't even.
The child told me the dad plays it.
We wasn't even allowed to listen to any kind. We wasn't even allowed to watch TV. Like, we could only watch TV for 1 hour out of the day.
Yeah.
For like ever. We couldn't do it. We could for like 1 hour.
Yeah.
We had to read books and dictionaries and the Bible and recite scriptures and stuff. We couldn't do, we had principles and morals. We thought it was strict, but now I appreciate and respect how I was raised.
Yeah, but now we got dumb parents rolling up.
That's mad because of how they was raised.
Rolling up tea like it's a joint in front of their kids, thinking it's a doggone joke. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Trying to be friends with your kids instead of raising them like the parents that they need you to be, because they don't know the way and they need to be taught the way and guided.
Instead of telling them to be careful about sex or you should wait to have sex, they push you into having sex. That's crazy.
And not properly.
You know what I'm saying? They don't never talk to you seriously. You know, don't. I don't know.
Never want to take the responsibility for what you've done to your children when they're in a predicament that they're in. If you know that you had some play in it.
Yeah.
Now, if you did right by your child and you raised them correctly and with good standards, and they just went off and wanted to do bad things and branch off into and explore life, then then you have nothing to do with that. You can pray for them and then he'll bring them back home. But if you know that you did not set your children up correctly, properly, with the correct principles and standards and morals and knowledge of what they need to know to be for their mind, this battlefield out here that's in your mind, spiritually and fleshly. If you don't prepare your children for real, they're gonna be getting eaten alive in this world by this beast system. It's eating them alive.
And another thing,